Hello! Welcome! It's definitely been a while. I don't know how long exactly. I know I've uploaded things here and there over the course of the past 2 years. It's never been consistent, which is incidentally consistent with the way that I am as a human being. Inconsistent. Basically what I wanted to do here with this channel is I wanted to kind of move more towards a commentary style where essentially I would talk about things I like, namely music. Everything that I do online relates around music, mostly complaining about music, but still music. I'm back again. I'm in editing mode at the moment, and whilst editing I realized I didn't introduce what the concept of the entire video was about. So I'm going to do that now. Today's video is about my top 5 picks for bands that you must see at Download 2022. I'm going to put the poster up here, right here, so you can have a look at the lineup for yourself. And maybe you can tell me in the comments your suggestions or bands maybe that you think I should see at Download. Yeah, so enjoy the video. Bye! Baroness kind of remind me of a faster Mastodon, or like a more melodic Mastodon. I try not to compare bands too much because I know that every band has their own sound, but there isn't too much wiggle room in the sludge metal, like stoner rock genre for new bands to come out and emerge. But I really feel like Baroness takes this a little bit further and actually makes something for themselves, and you know, kind of create something new, something fresh. And dude, the vocals, my god, the vocals are good. Some of the riffing that Baroness think up in their big old noggins and put to paper is just insane. Take, for example, the song Take My Bones Away. I don't think I can play it, but it's really good. The intro riff to that is immediately iconic for me, and I can recognize it as soon as I hear it. It definitely gets me pumped up as soon as I put it on, and just that is, I think, a prime example of how they are kind of escaping their genre in like a positive way. I definitely believe that Baroness are one of the top bands that you should be looking out for at Download Fest 2022. If you can sacrifice 30, maybe 45 minutes of your time to just go and check them out and show your support, I'm sure you'll have a great time, and you will realize, wow, where have Baroness been all my life? If you know them, great. If you don't, go and watch them. The next band I want to talk about today is a band called Twin Temple. I'm so excited to see them on the Download lineup this year. If you haven't heard of them, Twin Temple are a satanic doo-wop band. Yes. How fucking cool is that? Twin Temple put on a level of theatrics that I think a lot of bands strive to achieve. Few, I think, really hit it as well as Twin Temple. I think with having such a draw on theatrics, sometimes the musicianship can maybe be lost in that process. Maybe it becomes less of a priority than it is to look a certain way or appeal to a target demographic. This band, however, pull off the absurd level of theatrics while also remaining excellent musicians and putting out some genuinely interesting and refreshing music to the scene. First of all, you'll have a great time, I promise you that. Secondly, you will probably have the pits of hell open up beneath you and swallow you whole. So, I don't know, maybe that's something you're into, maybe not. Either way, check it out. The third band, I'm pretty sure I don't need an introduction for. Everyone knows them, everyone loves them, and with good reason too, because they slam. They slam your grandma into the ground. Push her down the stairs. They shove
I've fallen.
And I can't get up!
They're good. They're a good band. I think that Courtney is one of the most talented vocalists around currently, not just in the metal scene or the alternative scene, but just in general. She can do the cleans, the growls, the screams, the grunts, the ugh. Ugh! There's really not too much I need to say about this band that hasn't already been said 1,000 times over. But I'm going to anyway. Spiritbox are one of the driving forces in heavy music currently, in my opinion, and I believe that they're paving the way for a lot of metalcore bands in the scene. If you watch any live recordings of Spiritbox, you can tell just by watching, being an observer, that they sound identical to the way they sound on the studio recordings, and most importantly, that they have excellent chemistry together. This is something that I don't think enough people speak about, is on-stage chemistry. And movement and stage presence. You can absolutely tell if a band don't have the right chemistry. You can tell by watching them live that maybe they don't want to be there, maybe they're not having a good time, or they have some sort of feud going on with their bandmates. You know, being in a band with someone for so long is difficult. It's difficult to uphold relationships that maybe you had 20 years ago or any amount of time, but to spend that long with a person, it's taxing. But when you see a band that clearly has such a good time with each other and loves what they do and the people that they work with, it's refreshing. It's great to see. And Spiritbox are one of those bands that I think, you know, love what they do. I fully anticipate that Spiritbox are going to pull one of the biggest crowds at the festival this year, and with good reason. If you can see them, do it. It's going to be so worth it. They will rock your mismatched shrunken socks off. So go and see them, have a great time, and watch them absolutely kill it. The fourth band I want to talk about today is a band that I accidentally saw at Download 2016, Airborne. I think I was standing at the back of the festival eating blue cheese stuffed ravioli, which, by the way, holy shit, bomb. Seek it out. If you're at Download, go and get some, because it's so good. I remember eating the pasta and a band came on and they sounded a lot like, forgive me if this is a thing that you shouldn't say, AC/DC. They sounded like AC/DC, or like a band called Accept. And now this is not really the kind of music that I tend to seek out or really listen to, but there was something about this band that really gripped me, and it was their on-stage energy. I think it was the lead guitarist, who happens to be the vocalist as well, got on top of someone in the crowd's shoulders, and the guy started running around with him on his shoulders as he played this insane guitar solo. And my mind was blown. I was literally standing there like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Whatever it is, it's interrupted my pasta time, and I'm not particularly mad about it. The band are clearly insanely talented and have some really, really catchy riffs and songs and solos, and they're a good time. They're a fun band that I think you should give a shot, like I did. I didn't necessarily go there to see the band, but I'm so glad that I did, and now every time I go to a festival and Airborne happen to be playing, I will go and see them every time, and they always put on a great and entertaining show. So go and see them. It's fun. It's a good time. The last band I'm going to speak about today is a band that at first I really couldn't quite get into. I guess they have a gimmick, and gimmick bands I tend to avoid. I think gimmicks can get really tiring really quickly, but this band happened to use a gimmick that does resonate with me, and that's horror movies. The band I'm of course talking about is Iceland, who have really quickly rose to fame through their horror-based metalcore storytelling abilities, which is absolutely a mouthful, but it's a really entertaining thing to watch. The majority of Iceland albums follow a fairly similar format to each other, in which each song on the album will tell the story of a different horror movie, whether it's from the perspective of a character in the movie or the villain. Now, being a fan of both horror movies and metal, this is something that I find really interesting. It's like combining two of the things that I love into a big, beautiful pie. And I love pie! There's three things! Fairly similar to Twin Temple in the sense that Iceland adopt a certain level of theatrics. If you watch some of their shows, you can tell that, again, they put a lot of passion and a lot of effort into their performance. They adopt the roles of certain characters in the songs or movies, and kind of play out the song live on stage, which again, it adds another element of entertainment when you're watching them perform. And I know that Download, they have a fairly big stage to perform on, so I think this is going to be one that even if you don't necessarily like the gimmick, it will still be an interesting watch. And they sound great live. They really sound good. So go and watch them. I wanted to revive this channel for quite some time. I'm lazy though, so I have a reason. Not quite, but I'm lazy, and so I have never really taken the plunge to do it. With people going back to work now, and you know, COVID having less of a grip on everyone's testicles, collective testicles, I figured, you know, a lot of people aren't going to be able to watch my streams, which, by the way, go and follow the Juba's Corner on twitch.tv. It's me. People aren't going to be able to consume as much live content as they once had, and so I had the idea, hey, where can you consume content that doesn't necessarily have to be live? YouTube. And, you know, many other apps, but YouTube was the one that stuck in my mind. Probably very late to the train, but I bought a ticket and I'm gonna board anyway. That's gonna do it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching if you did. Like I said, this is my first stab at this kind of video format, so it's probably gonna be fairly rough around the edges. I definitely have a lot to learn, but if you have any feedback, I would greatly appreciate it. I stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I will leave that in the video description. I also have a Discord that you can join where we discuss music and just about anything, probably too much sometimes. So feel free to join that as well. That's an open invitation. But yeah, I'm going to try to do these semi-regularly. I've got quite a few ideas I'd like to explore. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like, and hopefully I'll see you again.